Chassidic gems on Parshas Yisro. It says in the pasuk that Hashem sent Moshe Rabbeinu down to the people to see if they will accept upon themselves the Aseret Dibros. So go down to the people. Moshe Rabbeinu was up on the mountain already. Go down to the people and find out if Klal Yisrael will accept the Torah. So the pasuk says, the people said Nasa. The people said yes, we will accept it. Nasa, we will do whatever Hashem spoke. Vayoshev Moshe es divrei ha'omel Hashem. Moshe reported back to Hashem the words of the people. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah ask what kind of a word is it when it should have said, as we just translated it, and Moshe reported the words of the people to Hashem. But the pasuk says Vayoshev. Yoshev means that Moshe returned the words of the people to Hashem. Although in the simple meaning it means reported, but the actual translation is Vayoshev, is Moshe turned back, returned the words of the people to Hashem. And therefore the Chassidic Torah want to say, the Belzer Rebbe wants to say that Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to arouse to heaven measure for measure. Just like Yisrael said, Nasa, we will accept the Torah, Nasa v'nishma, Nasa. So too, Midah keneged Midah, measure for measure, the Rebbeinu Shloim should also do what Klal Yisrael is doing. Just like Klal Yisrael is saying, Nasa, we accept. You, Rebbeinu Shloim, we beg you to accept all the bakoshes, all the requests, and all the whatever Hashem is praying for, whatever Klal Yisrael is praying for. You Rebbeinu Shloim, also say Nasa v'nishma. That's the word Vayoshev. Vayoshev doesn't only mean reported. It doesn't. He reported. Moshe Rabbeinu reported the words of the people to Hashem. Moshe Rabbeinu turned around the words that Klal Yisrael said Nasa v'nishma. Rebbeinu Shloim, please, you do that too. You say Nasa v'nishma when Klal Yisrael davens to you. When Klal Yisrael has bakoshes and requests, please grant it to them. Continuing Chassidic gems on Parshas Yisro. So it says in the Torah, Vayomer Hashem al Moshe, Hashem said to Moshe, go to the people and sanctify them, v'kidashtam hayom umocha, they should prepare themselves for this great, incredible day of the giving of the Torah. And that Hashem himself is going to come down to the mountain, and they should make a fence around the mountain. Nobody should dare go beyond that fence. So this was the message that Hashem gave to Moshe Rabbeinu to tell the people. The Torah says, Vayered Moshe min hahor el ha'om. Moshe went down from the mountain to the people. And Rashi explains that Moshe himself went down from the mountain to the people. Malamed, this comes to teach us that Moshe did not turn to his own affairs. He went straight from the mountain to the people. He could have done something in between for himself, for his own needs, but he didn't. And the Torah is heaping praise upon Moshe Rabbeinu. Melamed, this teaches Moshe did not turn to his own affairs, Elam min ahar Elohim, but he went from the mountain to the people. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah say, what are the affairs of Moshe? He did not turn to his own affairs. What were his affairs? What could he have done? His affairs surely were to sit and learn Torah. So that's what the Chazal mean. He didn't sit down to turn to his own affairs, to learn Torah and to grow for himself. But he went min ha'har el ha'am. He went from the mountain to the people, meaning, how can I elevate the people? His concern was only to help others. How could I elevate the people that they should be ready for this great event of Kabbalah Torah? He wasn't interested in his own needs, his own asakav, his own affairs. What were his affairs? His affairs were surely to sit and learn and grow in Torah more and more and more. But he didn't do that, and that's a praise that the pasuk is saying, that he went straight from the mountain to the people, that he didn't care to elevate himself as much as he cared to elevate others. And that's our goal. We have to see to help others. Continuing with Chassidic gems on Parshas Yisro. It says, at the time of Kabbalah HaTorah, the time that the Rebbeinu Shalom came down and gave Klal Yisrael the Torah, it says, Vayisyatzvu b'sachtis hahar. Klal Yisrael was standing at the foot of the mountain. Vayisyatzvu b'sachtis hahar, at the bottom of the mountain. They were standing at the bottom of the mountain. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah are telling us like this. Sometimes a person is in a low matzav, in a low situation. He's very down in the dumps. He's all depressed. He's not accomplishing anything spiritually. And he feels so low, and he feels gewalt. He feels there's no hope for me anymore. So the pasuk is saying not true. That besachtes hahar, instead of just translating it like the simple, they were standing at the bottom of the mountain. Sachtes hahar means if somebody's down in the dumps, he's down, he's at the bottom of the barrel. Vayisyatzvu, he still can make a stand against the Yetzer Hara, fight the Yetzer Hara, and he can rise and elevate himself. A person should never let his depression or his low feeling about himself, low esteem, tell him that there's no hope for him. He can still, no matter how low and down he is, he could make a stand and he could fight against this Yetzer Hara and he could rise to higher elevations. It says in the pasuk, at the time of the giving of the Torah, Vayadaber Elokim eskol advorim ho'ela lemer. Hashem spoke all these words, following words that he's going to be speaking, the Aseres HaDibros. Vayadaber Elokim eskol advorim ho'ela lemer, as follows, Onechi Hashem Elokecha, etc., etc., I am your God, who took you out from Mitzrayim. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah are saying like this. What's the purpose of the whole 10 Commandments? What's the whole purpose of the Torah? What's the ultimate goal? Vayadaber Elokim es kol advorim ha'ela lemer. You know what kol advorim ha'ela, all these words are saying? You know what the goal of it all is? The goal of everything is the belief of Anochi Hashem Elokecha, I am your God. Emunah b'Hashem, all the Aseres HaDibros, all the Torah, everything has one goal to bring everybody, every one of us, to believe in Hashem, that Anochi Hashem Elokecha, I am your God. Okay, one more. Continuing with Chassidic gems on Parshas Yisro, the pasuk says, "V'chol ha'om royim es hakolos v'salapidim." At the time of the giving of the Torah, all the people saw the thunderings, the lightnings, and the sound of the shofar and the smoking mountain. They saw such incredible sights. Vayar ha'om vayonu. They saw, when they saw that, they trembled. Vayonu. Vayamdu me'rochek, and stood far. They were far away. What does that mean? They were far away. Rashi says, brings down Chazal, that hoyu nirtoin lachirehem. They were startled and were sort of thrown back 12 miles. Umalache hashores boin umesayin oison lahachziron. The angels of heaven came and helped to bring them back to where they were. That's the simple, which is not so simple, but that's the simple. The Chassidic are telling us that they harp on the words ha'om vayonu. The people who cannot control and conceal the good deeds that they do. It was ha'om vayonu. The people had external movements and external gestures, and they couldn't control and conceal the Yirah Shamayim, the fear within them, but it was expressed by external gestures. Ha'om vayonu, such people are vayamdu me'rochek. Those people are far from, at a distance from what a good Jew is supposed to be. We have to serve Hashem because we serve Hashem, not because we should learn how to conceal our deeds, that nobody has to see how frum we are. Everybody has to conceal it because we don't want to show off. We don't want people to look at us, and we're not doing it for the people. What we're doing is we're doing it because we want to do what Hashem wants us to do. When the people made movements and they couldn't conceal the Yirah Shamayim, the fear of God, that's a siman, that's a sign that they vayamdu me'rochek, that they are far from what a Jew should be. We should learn to do everything because Hashem wants us to do it, not because we want people to see it. We should be zeicher to this. Amen v'amen.